Hey, what's up guys? It's Adam from Lazy Guy DIY, and today we are going to talk about DeWALT's incredible shrinking table saw. It's a compact table saw, but we'll talk a little more about it here. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Why is it even happening? Let's find out here in a second. All right, so what saw is this? So this is the DeWALT DWE7485. It's pretty much brand new. It's only been out here for a couple weeks. It was just announced a little while ago, and somehow it's a bestseller on Home Depot right now, even though it's been out there for a little bit. There's only a few reviews on it, about a dozen reviews, but there's a reason why it's the bestseller, and I'll tell you why here in a second, because I did review other DeWALT compact table saws here recently this year. That was the DW745S. That's one of their flagship models. It's got a 10-inch blade. It performs pretty well. It's got a pretty good sized deck on it, good table size on it. But then there's also the DW7480. And between the two of these are the most popular compact table saws out there, and they get really good reviews also. So I think out of 5 stars, they get 4.8 stars, so which is awesome, because there's always going to be people that are going to complain about it anyway. But what's crazy is that those have 10-inch blades. This one has an 8.25-inch blade. So DeWALT has shrunk the table, and they've also shrunk the blade on this thing. And the reason why is because there were some safety regulations that were passed here recently from the UL. They do safety standards, and it passed at the end of last year in 2019, and they said there has to be a certain golden ratio of saw blade size and table size. So you're going to see a lot more shrinking table saws, because when you go and you try to find those really popular models of the DeWALT 745S and the 7480, which have just kind of been those flagship models, they're not available anymore, and they're listing these right here, the 8.25-inch blade, as their replacement. So I think it's kind of crazy. I understand the standards. Those other table saws, the 10-inch table saws, have been around for a long time. So you're either going to see bigger tables showing up for the 10-inch blades, or you're going to see more of these that are shrinking down. So they still get a compact size here, and then they're going to have a smaller blade on it, which is an issue for some people. I mean, you're not cutting really thick stock, but what I hate is getting a smaller table on these things, because it's a job site saw, it's compact, and I mean, you only get so much move here out of the actual table and the fence on here. So in my opinion, unless you have it set into a table, an outfeed table, these things get a little hectic on the job site if you're not cutting just little pieces for it. You're not cutting sheet goods on something this small. And if you are, God help you, because you need a partner to do it, because the table's not big enough to cut anything that's bigger than a quarter sheet or something like that. So there are some good things about this, and we're going to show them to you now.
So one of the first features you'll notice here is the switch lock for the on-off here. That's so you just don't bump it and, cut anybody on your job site. You don't want that to happen. One thing I do love about most of these DeWALT table saws is the rack and pinion style fence. And you'll notice also that the push stick has onboard storage, which is great. And this stores underneath the fence also, which is great for the rails. But it snaps right into place, and it slides very easily. It's accurate as long as you don't, drop your saw and mess it up. But you have a little turn wheel also that's great for micro adjustments. So it's a great feature they have on a lot of these saws. Another thing I like is how easy it is to change blades or your blade guard here and swap it for a riving knife. But you just take the insert right out. There's a little wing nut in here that you loosen up, and then you just depress it. It doesn't pop out, so you don't lose it in the saw, and you can pull it and swap it out. And also, it's very nice if you need to show that blade guard so you're safe. Another thing I'm going to show here in just a second is that the blade guard does have dust collection. The one thing that I do not like about it is that it's a little bit shifty here. So if your hose pulls anything, you may get a little inaccuracies. And then the one other thing that I don't like is I had a lot of difficulty at dialing this in to get it exactly right for 90 degrees. I reset my gauge here, and I'm dialing, and just not hitting it quite right. And the reason for that is you don't have a wheel to adjust. You're just kind of sliding it back and forth here. And I'll show it in just a second here, but it's not the most accurate for getting the straight 90 cuts, unfortunately.
All right, so let's be honest here about this thing. It's a smaller blade. You're going to have to get over that, because that's going to be changing things in the industry here. The one thing that DeWALT really does well, and we just showed them here, is they have a ton of great features on their entry level and basic compact job site saws. I mean, there are a couple levels that go up, but the 8¼ inch blade should not be an issue for you if you were used to one of the 10-inch ones, because really you should not be cutting any hardwoods or really thick stock on this. So the upgrades are nice, the details they have in are nice. This actually is not the first time that DeWALT has done an 8¼ inch saw. If you remember the Flex Volt that came out here, I think it was like 2-3 years ago, that comes with a hybrid and battery, and you can take it on the job site. That's pretty much the exact same platform as this. There's a few upgrades on this one as well, and they do a great job on them, so I can't complain there. What I don't like is the shrinking of the table. It just keeps getting smaller, and if you're trying to cut sheet goods, it's going to be difficult. So this right now, it starts at $3.99 at your Home Depot, and that's actually marked down already to $2.99, so it's on sale. And DeWALT does this a lot of times when they roll out with new products. They'll have the high price, they'll let it run for that for a few weeks, and then they'll drop it right down like $100 or so. Or Home Depot does that. So you can check it out, you can get it there. It is a good saw, it cuts well, just not real thick stock, not hardwoods. You shouldn't be trying to force something like that anyway. If you're a beginner woodworker, this is a good entry-level saw for you. I should mention though, it will not take a dado stack, and neither will any of those other compact job site saws that DeWALT has. Even if they have the 10-inch blade, you cannot put a dado stack in these. So if that's a deal breaker for you, there's other saws that will do that, but you shouldn't even be thinking about it with the 8¼ inch blade here. Not gonna happen. But even with the 10-inch ones, no dado stacks. So if you're a woodworker, save up, get a bigger table saw like a cabinet saw or something like that. But if you're just starting out, you need something you can haul around with you. It's a good little one here. Get a stand for it. Set it up on something on an outfeed table. It'll be pretty good. So I will recommend it for that. Otherwise, God, I hate those little tables. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy this review. Make sure you hit the subscribe button all the way over here. And if you like this review, I have a bunch of other ones that are coming out these days, and you can find one of those right over here, maybe right there. Guys, I hope you enjoy it. Hit the like button if you like this. Hit the don't like button and never see me again. That's all right. And catch you guys in the next video. As the 8½ inch blade has an 8½ inch blade, which is the crazy 8¼ inch table saw. The 60 inch